Namaskar. The topic of discussion in this lesson is on the geography of Uttarakhand. India is a land of diversities. The geography of India is an essential aspect to be understood by every student in this country. As a nation, India occupies a very significant position in the world. It is a country known for its unique culture, history, heritage, natural resources and human capital. India is a union of states. For administrative reasons, the country is divided into 28 states and 7 union territories. Each part of India is unique in its geography and socio-economic conditions. Uttarakhand is one of the prominent states in India. The main objectives of learning this lesson are to know about its geographic setting, people, governance and contribution in the country. The aspects which are covered in this module are the physiographic setting, the climate, rainfall and land cover, the administrative divisions and population, the economic resources and contributors, culture, tourism and unique features of the state as a whole.
Uttarakhand. Geographic area, location. Uttarakhand is located in the northern part of India. Uttarakhand extends from 28 degrees 43 minutes to 31 degrees 27 minutes north longitude and 77 degrees 34 minutes to 81 degrees 02 minutes east latitude. Uttarakhand is surrounded by Nepal in the east, China in the north, Himachal Pradesh in the west and UP in the south. Uttarakhand covers an area of 20,650 square kilometers. Located at the foothills of the Himalayan mountain ranges, it is largely a hilly state. In January 2007, the name of the state was officially changed from Uttaranchal, its interim name, to Uttarakhand. The provisional capital of Uttarakhand is Dehradun. It is also a railhead and the largest city in the region. The small hamlet of Gairsain has been mooted as the future capital owing to its geographic centrality. Establishment. The new state Uttarakhand finds mention in the ancient Hindu scriptures as Kedarkhand, Manakhand and Himavat. The Kushanas, Kudinas, Kanishka, Samudra, Gupta, the Pauravas, Katuris, Palas, the Chandras and Pavaras and the British all have ruled by turns. It is often called as the land of the gods, that means Dev Bhumi, because of its various holy places and shrines. The hilly regions of Uttarakhand offer unspoilt landscapes to the tourists and pilgrims. The present state of Uttarakhand was earlier a part of the united province of Agra and Awadh, which came into existence in 1902. In 1935, the name of the state was shortened to the United Province. In January 1950, the United Province was renamed as Uttar Pradesh, and Uttaranchal remained a part of Uttar Pradesh before it came into being on the 9th of November 2000 as the 27th state of India. Geography and physiography. Uttarakhand has a total geographic area of 51,125 kilometers square, of which 93% is mountainous and 64% is covered by forest. The climate and vegetation vary greatly with elevation, from glaciers at the highest elevations to tropical forests at the lower elevations. Most of the northern parts of the state are part of greater Himalayan ranges. These are covered by the high Himalayan peaks and glaciers. The lower foothills are densely forested. The unique Himalayan ecosystem plays host to a large number of animals, including bharal, snow leopards, tigers, plants, and rare herbs. Two of India's mightiest rivers, the Ganges and the Yamuna, take birth in the glaciers of Uttarakhand and are fed by myriad lakes, glacial melts, and streams in the region. The Ganga, the Yamuna, Ramganga, and Sharda are the notable rivers contributing to the geography of this region. The state is quite rich in natural resources. The well-known Himalayan peaks of Nanda Devi, Kedarnath, Trishul, Bandarpanch, Mount Kamet, and the important glaciers like Gangotri, Pindari, Milam, and Katling are situated in Uttarakhand. Climate. The geographical position is influenced by the weather and climate of the state. The state of Uttarakhand can be subdivided into two regions. One forms the hilly region of the state, and the other forms the plains of the state. Therefore, temperature is quite contradicting from each other. The temperature of smaller plains resembles with the adjacent area of other states. Summers are very hot and the temperature goes very high. In contrast, winters are very cool and temperature dips very significantly. The hilly regions remain covered with snow throughout the year. The state witnesses monsoons in the months of June to September. The tropical forests always get the maximum rains. Drainage network, streams, rivers. Uttarakhand is known for its geographical features like the rocky terrains, lofty mountains, vast green meadows, snow-capped hilltops, forests, and free-flowing rivers. Some of the rivers are said to be containing healing properties due to high sulfur content in water. Geology. Uttarakhand is especially famous for housing a number of mineral resources. The northern parts consist entirely of medium to high-grade metamorphic rocks, which also contain bands of volcanic rocks in some areas. The southern division contains sedimentary and low-grade metamorphic rocks with bands of volcanic rocks in some regions. It has been estimated that there are deposits of 100 million tons of limestone, 35 million tons of dolomite, 21 million tons of magnesite, 9 million tons of rock phosphate, 4 million tons of gypsum, and 8.8 million tons of soapstone in different areas of the state. Some of the important minerals that form a major part of the mineral resources of Uttarakhand are asbestos, magnesite, soapstone or steatite, copper, iron, graphite, gold, gypsum, lead, slate, limestone, building stone, sulfur, and bitumen. Besides these major mineral resources, some of the other mineral resources of Uttarakhand also play a major role in enhancing the economy of Uttarakhand. They are antimony, arsenic, lignite or brown marble, mica, silver, etc. Soils. Uttarakhand has various types of soils, all of which are susceptible to soil erosion. In the north, the soil ranges from gravel, debris from glaciers, to stiff clay. Brown forest soil, often shallow, gravelly, and rich in organic content, is found farther to the south. The Bhabar area is characterized by soils that are coarse textured, sandy to gravelly, highly porous, and largely infertile. In the extreme southeastern part of the state, the Tarai soils are mostly rich, containing clayey loams mixed to varying degrees of fine sand and humus. They are well suited for the cultivation of rice and sugar cane. Natural vegetation. 4 major forest types are found in the Uttarakhand. They include alpine meadows in the extreme north, temperate forests in the Great Himalayas, tropical deciduous forests in the Lesser Himalayas, and thorn forests in the Sivalik range and in parts of the Tarai. More than 60% of Uttarakhand is under forest cover. The forests provide not only timber and fuel wood, but also extensive grazing land for livestock. Only a small portion of the state's total land area has permanent pastures. Administrative divisions and population. Districts. This state includes 13 districts. They are Dehradun, Uttarkashi, Tehri Garhwal, Rudraprayag, Chamoli, Hardwar, Pauri Garhwal, Bageshwar, Pithoragar, Almora, Nainital, Champawat, and Udham Singh Nagar. These 13 districts in Uttarakhand are regrouped into 2 divisions, that is, Garhwal Division, Kumaon Division, for geographical analysis and other studies. Seat of High Court. The Uttarakhand state was carved out from erstwhile state of Uttar Pradesh in the year 2000. At the time of creation of the state, the High Court of Uttarakhand was also established on the same day at Nainital. Chief languages. The languages of Uttarakhand are akin to Hindi, although they fall into a separate group known as Pahari. Pahari has its origins in Sanskrit, Sauraseni Prakrit, and Nepali. This state has also been further influenced by the languages of neighboring Himachal Pradesh. Population. According to 2011 India census, Uttarakhand had a population of approximately 10.11 million. The total population growth is 19.17. It has a sex ratio of 963 of every 1,000 males. The density of the population 189 per square kilometer. Literacy rate. The literacy rate of Uttarakhand is 79.63%. Males' literacy is 88.33% and females is 70.70%. Economy. The state is very rich in water and forest resources. The region abounds with more medicinal plants which can be used for herbal pharmaceutical industry. The cultivation of medicinal plants, particularly those found in high altitude regions, can give a boost to the economy of the state. Some of the medicinal plants grow up to 1,000 meters. The notable ones are Bel, Chitrak, Kachnar, Pipali, Babul, Ashok, Amaltas, Sarpagandha, Bhringraj, etc. Hydropower. As far as water resources are concerned, the state has the potential of generating over 15,000 megawatts of power. At present, the state is producing 500 megawatts of power, which usually comes down to 350 megawatts during winters. There are 17 hydroelectric projects already producing electricity. Also, 32 mini hydroelectric projects are producing 145 megawatts of power in the state. The Tehri Dam project will generate around 2000 megawatts of power. Besides, there are a number of micro-hydel generation projects in operation with 9,730 kilowatts electricity. The most ambitious power projects under construction are Vishnuprayag, Srinagar, and Tehri schemes. These major hydropower projects, on completion, will generate 3,500 megawatts for the state. Agriculture. Agriculture is the main occupation of the rural population. About 67% of the total working population is engaged in agriculture. About 90% of agriculture is practiced in the hills, depends on rains, and land holdings are very small. Doon Valley, Terai area of Nainital district, Udham Singh Nagar, and Hardwar districts produce large quantities of food grains. The state has immense potential for the development of horticulture crops. Apple, orange, malta, grapes, pear, plum, peach, apricot, guava, lychee, mango, papaya, banana, etc. are widely produced fruits from this state. The region also offers a good potentiality for growing certain specialized crops such as mushrooms, olive, spices, and decorative flowers. Industries. The main industry of this state is tourism industry. It had almost 80% of UP's tourism centers in it before it became a separate state. Uttarakhand is becoming a major tourist destination in India. Many manufacturing units are set up by various public sector units situated in the foothills of this state. Of a total of 500 registered factories in the region, over half are located in the plains of Dehradun, Nainital, Udham Singh Nagar district. Small-scale and household industries like khadi and handicrafts show a better geographical dispersal. There are 116 sheep development centers with more than 3.5 lakh sheep in the state. The tribal communities of districts are Chamoli, Uttarkashi, and Pithoraghar. They are engaged in weaving woolen carpets, shawls, and blankets. Transport and communication. Transportation in Uttarakhand is an important part of Uttarakhand communication. State Road Transport Corporation is an important organization of Transport Department. Started its operation since 31st of October 2003. Uttarakhand Transport Department is providing more than 10,000 buses on various non-nationalized routes apart from 35 national routes. National and interstate buses are glaring example of Uttarakhand transportation. Uttarakhand is an important tourist destination in India. It is well connected by air, rail, and road. Important locations. Uttarakhand is a storehouse of a number of interesting tourist spots that include the sacred pilgrimage spots, wildlife sanctuary, and bewitching hill stations. Almost everything in this natural paradise has something unique in store for the tourists. Its mountainous landscape, lush green valleys, rivers, dense forests, and above all, amiable people make this place a visitor's delight. There are several important locations in Uttarakhand. The notable locations are Ranikhet. It is a captivating place. It is arguably the best site to enjoy the panoramic vistas of the Himalayan ranges. It has been endowed with ample natural beauty in the form of green meadows, undulating hills, snow-capped mountains, serpentine rivers, and crystal clear rivulets. It is one of the most attractive places to visit in Uttarakhand. Mussoorie, also popular as Queen of Hill Stations, it is characterized by a cool climate and dense woods that make it an ideal hill resort. Its modern bungalows, malls, and manicured gardens, snuggled on the small hills, draw numerous tourists from all parts of the globe. The prime highlights of this town are Tibetan Temple, Lake Mist, Mussoorie Lake, Municipal Gardens, and Lal Tibba. Dehradun. It is one of the oldest cities in India. It is the capital of Uttarakhand, nested in the mountain ranges of the Himalaya. This town is home to some of the best known educational centers and hence is also regarded as the Oxford of India. Dehradun is also an important base for trekking and adventure activities. The Kalinga War Memorial, the Gorkha Fort, Mind-Rolling Monastery, Tapkeshwar Temple, and Clock Tower are the major attractions of this town. This hill station is undoubtedly one of the best known tourist spots in Uttarakhand. Almora. It is one of the most exquisite attractions, full of scenic beauty. It is a wonderful spot for the nature lovers and seekers of solitude. You will find here the forts, monuments, and palaces built by the rulers of Chandravansh and Katuri dynasty, standing as testimonies of the past splendor of this place. Public Museum, Nanda Devi Temple, Chetai Temple, and Simtola are the key attractions of this place. Chopta. Chopta is indisputably one of the most pictorial spots in the entire Garhwal region. Contributions to national economy. The mainstay of Uttarakhand state is its income from tourism, forest wealth, and rich water resources, and in producing hydropower generation. Uttarakhand is expected to be given the status of special state by the union government. Human capital. On the basis of data available, 4,21,700 families and households are listed as being below poverty line. Antyodaya Anna Yojana, to provide food security to the poorest of the poor, has identified 1.909 lakh families and households in Uttarakhand. NREGA is a novel and welcome step of the government to provide guaranteed employment to one member of the rural household, at least 100 days of employment. Sports. Sport in Uttarakhand has always been a fascinating activity for its local people as well as for the ones who visit the state as tourists. The state offers some most interesting and fun-filled sport activities, including several adventure sports. Besides, mountaineering sports in Uttarakhand is also very popular. Places like Audi, Dayara, Bugyal, Mundali, and Munsiari provide some of the best skiing slopes, and every year skiing tournaments and training courses are organized in these places. Other interesting sports activities available in the state include trekking, ice skiing, sailing, parasailing, kayaking, boating, yachting, and canoeing. Culture, fair and festival. Uttarakhand is a home to several temples and also a place where many festivals are celebrated with much enthusiasm. Most of these festivals are celebrated over a period of 2 to 3 days, followed by dance and music. On the eve of most of the festivals, the places near the temples are transformed into important hubs where tourists from all over India and from the world gather to take part. The world-famous Kumbh Mela is held at Hardwar every 12th or 6th year interval. Other prominent festivals are Devi Dhura Mela, Purnagiri Mela, Nanda Devi Mela, Gauchar Mela, Baisakhi, Uttarayani Mela, Vishnu Mela, Pirane Kaliyar, and Nanda Devi Raj Jat Yatra held every 12th year. Music and dance. Uttarakhandi folk music had its root in the lap of nature. The pure and blessed music have the feel and touch of nature and subjects related to nature. There are many kinds of folk songs from the area, including ceremonial mandals, thadiya and jhoda. Each of the Gadhwal and Kumaon regions possess their own individual and characteristic dance forms. All of them are striking in their novelty. The Gadhwal dances are Langveer Nritya, Barada Nati, Shotiya and Pandav Nritya. The Kumaon dances are Chapeli, Choliya and Chancheri. Cuisine. The famous dish is the bhat, a soya-bean variety, and kulat. The main food are aloo ke gutke, jangora ki kheer, sani hui muli, kandali ka saag, arsa, gahat ki dal, and many more items. The best food in Uttarakhand is during festivals as they prepare kesar halwa and other sweets. Heritage, art and craft. Uttarakhand is a treasure trove of paintings and art. Out of the two major art forms, the art of stone carving and wood carving are fairly well known. The art of stone carving gradually died down, but wood carving continued. Wood carving could be seen on almost every door of a Gharwali house until only half a century ago. Wood carving can still be seen in hundreds of temples all over Gadhwal. The remains of architectural work have been found at the Chandpur Fort, Temple of Srinagar, Pandukeshwar near Badrinath, Devi Madin near Joshimath, and Devalghar Temple. Important and notable personalities. Mohan Upreti was a renowned theatre personality from Almora, a town in the Kumaon region of Uttaranchal, a northern state of India. He is remembered for his immense contribution to the Kumaoni folk music and for his efforts towards preserving old Kumaoni ballads, songs, and folk traditions. Gaurapant Shivani, 1924 to 2003, was also a renowned writer of Hindi literature. She left behind a vast repertoire of writings that consists of novels, essays, and short stories. Manohar Shyam Joshi, 1933 to 2006, was a renowned writer of Hindi literature. He revolutionized India's television industry with the immensely popular soaps Bunyad and Hum Log, often called the father of Indian soap operas. Sumitra Nandan Pant, 1900 to 1977, was the renowned poet of Hindi literature who pioneered the Chayavadi format of Hindi poetry. Unique features of the state. Nearly 88% geographical area is hilly and remaining 12% falls in the plains. The cultivable land in the state is 13.1% and the forest cover is 62%. The state is very rich in water and forest resources. Besides being home to many important places of religious interests and hill stations, the region has got immense potentialities of tourism development. Uttarakhand is one of the famous states in India.
So far, we have seen only some salient features of the geography of the state. There are a lot more things to be studied about this state. We will see them in the future modules.